Hey folks, it's Maxie here and welcome to another TEW2020 video. As always, if you enjoy what you see here, you want to get social, comments, likes, all that jazz, deeply appreciated. If you want to buy the game, or if you're just looking to see other content from myself or from other content creators, or for the best sources in mods, graphics, etc., please check the description below. That being said, let's crack on to today's show. It is NXT Takeover Portland. It was already in the game. I thought, do you know what? It's been a wee while since we've had a takeover, and it's a good opportunity to get the NXT talents over. It's a very, very big roster now because of the merger of Revolution with the male brand as well. Just because the women's brand didn't have enough depth, and I just felt like there was maybe enough names that. I remember like 8 names I wanted to push, so I was like, if we can get them all into one show, then hopefully if NXT gets bigger, then their overness gains can get bigger as well with more exposure. So everything in one brand, and it's a massive event. There's a lot of segments going on, 17 segments I believe, if I can remember how many I've booked, but really happy with how it's came. There'll be a few that will be the last NXT appearance, as some of them will make the main roster. Of course, which is the long term game, is to get as many up and aid the main roster as possible. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's enjoy some NXT Takeover Portland from the Moda Center. So I managed to get 19,393 at the Moda Center, and we started off with a decent matchup that saw Eli Dragunov defeat Marcel Barthel in 11:46 with a Torpedo Moscow. 63 rating there. Did I make this steal the show? Yep, I steal the show opener. I felt these two would put on a good matchup. Kind of was hoping we could maybe have pushed into the 70s to go after a real big flyer. But delighted with that. Just Dragunov's been kind of at it with Imperium in the last couple of weeks, and I felt like him and Barthel was going to be the best matchup because it's kind of like faction wars. Dragunov's kind of like in the middle of nowhere, fighting all these guys, but you've got Master Ostacello, you've got Imperium, you've got the Scarlet Empire, so many factions, and it's just kind of like a massive everybody's fighting everybody type event. Promo from Damian Priest, he's been developing well. That got a 60, just getting himself over before his match. He took on Raul Mendoza, which was a decent matchup. It didn't have a lot of heat though, but Priest picks up the win over Raul Mendoza in 9:05 with the South of Heaven. So a 62. He got the crowd hot again. This matchup is really just giving more heat and momentum to Damian Priest. If we can get him in a good position, then he should have a spectacular takeover match at WrestleMania weekend. So all positives there, and yeah, really happy with that 62. Next up, another bout that had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, and probably could have main evented. It was Imperium's Timothy Thatcher and Walter who defeated the Masters del Cielo team of Bandido and Dragon Lee in 18:03 when Walter pinned Bandido with a golden bomb. So the Luchadors have been pretty much unstoppable since they've arrived in NXT, but this just shows, you know, these two big giants, these technical masterminds are just, you know, they are the one of the top dogs in this company, and if the Luchadors want to get to the main roster, they need to get through Timothy Thatcher and Walter. So all good performances there, happy with that, and a 79, especially at that part of the card, is really good. We go from one of our serious wrestlers to Peter Avalon. So he's on a fun time, he's a fun babyface here in NXT. That was a 41 rated segment, and his matchup was poor, but it was against Ariya Daivari, and he wins in 5:38 with the Martinez. 51, we're giving him the streak, but it's the win streak here in NXT, and Peter Avalon continues on to great things. This one's an interesting, it is a segment rating of 0, but my reason was Senza Volto doesn't have any popularity in the States at all, so I felt like if we give him this hype package that shows he's going to debut in NXT, then hopefully he gains some overness, so when he does debut, he'll be in a far better position overness wise, so we can start working on that, because the technical side is pretty good in this. So he's a heel luchador. It means faceless in Italian, thanks to Google Translate for that. And yeah, I think he's someone that's going to do really good things. He's 26, but he's French, according to the game, so if there's any inaccuracies, sorry. But yeah, I don't know a lot about him in real life, but I was impressed with what I saw stat-wise, so we'll go with that. Or attribute-wise, whichever you wish to call it. We then had the NXT North American Championship on the line. A bit of a shock here. as I had a decent matchup that saw Bronson Reed defeat Mojo Rawley in 12:27 by pinfall with a death drop driver, making Bronson Reed your new North American champion. So a 56 rating. I've been really pushing Bronson Reed. He's been getting win after win after win. I just felt like having the NXT North American Championship in the kind of faction war is not really where I want it. So allow Mojo to focus on things going forward with the Scarlet Empire. Scarlet can kind of decide what she wants to do with them, and Bronson Reed can have some stellar matches as we continue to prepare him for a main roster debut down the line. And after the matchup, the teammate of Mojo and the Scarlet Empire, Karrion Dane, comes down and he just beats up Bronson Reed. I did let us run 5 minutes, probably should have made it 4, and then that would have been fine, so we did get the penalty for the lack of star power. But 47, carrying on that little bit there. Next up, we had a kind of match up to put Kana over. Of course, Kana is Asuka in Japan, so we call her Kana here. She's been over my matches, but she's still not she's not over yet in the US, but she's obviously technically really good. And it was a decent wrestling match that saw Kana defeat Candice LeRae with a springboard crossbody. So the 43 rating, both of these were good performances here. As a case of, yeah, she's technically good, so I felt like putting her with somebody like Candice will get that overness. Candice will be in the main roster within the next year or so because she's 36, so aye. That's probably, I'd ideally want the men to be in the main roster before about 33, 34. The women probably before 30, because they obviously retire earlier. So Candice is one that I'm trying up quickly, but her contribution to NXT in terms of development and her psychology tips that she's passing on to Britt Baker have been essential as well because she's her mentor. So yeah, she's there for a reason. Next up, my terrible matchup, Indy Hartwell defeated Taynara Conti in 6:45 by pinfall. I decided to give these ladies an opportunity because there was going to be a stage where I'd need to bring the crowd in a little bit, and I felt like I could cover 2 bases. They get the big exposure of a takeover, so the eyes will be on them, but also while bringing the crowd in, I can build it back up and I won't be burnt out by the main event. Unfortunately, the crowd no real interest in either, but work in progress. This is how you get an exposure, and Indy Hartwell sustained the flow in the match. So yeah, that's an interesting one, but that's fine. 24, it cooled the crowd down a little bit, but it's got to start somewhere, and we've got to build them up going forward. Thanks, JB. Got the crowd hotter straight away. A decent matchup for the Tag Team Championships. A continual poor day for the Maestros del Cerro as the Grizzled Young Veterans defeated Flamita and El Hijo del Fantasma in 12:23 when James Drake pinned El Hijo del Fantasma with a Mr. Mayhem, giving the Grizzled Young Veterans their 4th NXT Tag Team title defence. So basically, a bad night for the Luchadors, although in saying that, El Hijo del Fantasma has been the lowest one in terms of performance. The other 3 are over. They could probably go main roster if they wanted. But I just felt like they don't need the tag titles, but it was a good showcase match, and I'm happy with the 61. And the Grizzled Young Veterans can... Yeah, they're probably closer to the main roster than Mojo and Dane, if I'm being honest at this point in time. A hype video for Ricochet, try to build him back up. They're 26. Yeah, man's not over. Ice cold momentum. We need to get him there slowly but surely. And the matchup was decent. It was a triple threat. I just added him in with Atlas and Devlin just to kind of spice up a bit. It was a decent matchup as Devlin defeats Atlas and Ricochet in 11:48 when Devlin pinned Jake Atlas with a moonsault, giving the 11th defence of the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Jake Atlas is a weak link in terms of everyone else's performance. A 71 for Devlin, a 67 for Ricochet, 49 for Atlas, but it's one of those matches where you hope he gains from it and overness and maybe some skill points. But a 72 overall and steal the show. There's pull applied to this match as well, so hopefully we don't burn the crowd out, but I'm worried they might still. Next up was the NXT Women's title, and it was a decent matchup that saw Bianca Belair defeat Tessa Blanchard in 17:47 by pinfall, illegally using the ropes for leverage. Bianca becomes the NXT Women's Champion, a 56 rating here. This was always going to happen. Tessa won the Rumble, you know what I mean? So we basically had Tessa drop the championship here because she's won the Rumble. She's going to be challenging for one of the championships in the main roster, so it puts Bianca over, and Tessa does the job on the way out, and hopefully she can still be a good level of overness. So she benefits going to the main roster, having a decent overness, Bianca can be the leader of the NXT Women's division with plenty of challengers in tow. And then, just to get rid of her, Bianca beats her down, sending her away. That's a 47 there. Then for our main event, it's Karrion Kross versus Velveteen Dream for the NXT Championship. The promo from Karrion Kross, this feud's been going on for ages, and that again 83, came across well, crowd are loving it, absolutely fantastic. I'm hoping these two can have an absolute blinder because the promos have been exceptional. And the matchup probably could have been a lot better, which is mad because the lack of psychology probably takes that down a few nods. But a superb matchup. And had the Velveteen Dream defeat Karrion Kross in 27:39 with the power line, giving the Dream the third defence of the NXT title. So this was an interesting one. Karrion Kross has lost that takeover before, but with both guys I kind of looked at it and went, well, one of them has to go to the main roster after this feud, and I'm like, I'd actually, with ages again, Kross is 35, so I'm like, cool, he'll go to the main roster, hopefully he's still got good overness for the feud. I think I've got his WrestleMania feud planned out, so he's going straight on to Mania after this. And the Dream Celebration, an 81. So a 76 overall, probably our best ever NXT. Good job, it was a takeover as well. And we got a 56 increase in different regions. So we'll jump to the main screen because I want to have a wee quick check and see how we were with overness gains. But as I say, it's Tessa and Karrion Kross will be losing at this set. But there's plenty of wrestlers that just aren't getting used, so they'll start to begin their development, and then obviously it's a continuous cycle because there's NXT UK people we can get. Kaylee Ray, Isla Dawn, and Viper are coming up for there. They have a Scottish stable on the NXT. NXT Joshi, there's obviously all our wrestlers over there, and obviously any of the new gens that come through in terms of recruits from the WWE Performance Centres. So they're obviously developing as well for the long term. So we'll have a look, but a lot of praise for the show. We'll look and see what items are for the WWE side of things. So that is the signing of Hikaru Shida, which is perfect. They'll have her go to NXT or they'll have her on the main roster. I don't know. I could go Hikaru versus Bianca. But alternatively there's options on the main roster, so I'll put her there and she'll have a WrestleMania match basically, and that's one of our recruits from the Performance Centre. If I just quickly click none of there actually. So she came from, not from our actual thing, but she came through the Melbourne one I think, but she spawned anyway. Turned pro in 2021. 86 appeal already, so I think that's somebody that can be a stellar. I don't know, we'll see how we can get her as a wrestler. If not, she can be a valet, but it's a good attribute to have in this game in terms of if we do need to judge angles by that. So she straight away will go to Joshi, not the NXT UK, the Joshi promotion, and hopefully we'll get her over there. Eddie Edwards has joined NXT. Well, there you go, Eddie Edwards is in. Well, he's in NXT for long, but he will eventually join the Undisputed Era and Indy Hartwell, so I take it we're on NXT already. Nope, I'm on WWE. It just lets me know when there's injuries and developmental as well, so I'll change that because obviously my next show is going to be Elimination Chamber. So Velveteen Dream says that Kanna's charismatic, skill will push her. We'll check her over this in a minute. Nearly 2.5 million viewers. And we'll check Indy's injury in the medical centre. So a couple of wee clicks. Medical, 6 days for Indy Hartwell, 5 days for R-Truth. He's down as a player coach. I don't have any use for him in the main roster, so he'll put people over. Next show, as I say, is WrestleMania weekend. So Takeover Los Angeles. I'm going to try and sell at the Staples Centre. Doesn't mean WrestleMania will be there, but we'll try and sell it out anyway. So people that were on that show that may have benefits overness. Bianca's up to 49. So in terms of her progress, 30 when she was in the main roster, she's up to 49, so bringing her back down to NXT has certainly been beneficial. Bronson Reed, we've got up to 41. He started at 22, so it's been a gradual build, but he's certainly gained from the big victory there. Candice has dropped to 27. Yikes, but I think I'm going to put her eventually with Johnny, so she'll be hopefully taking some overness from being alongside him. Who've we got that's featured? Damien Priest is up to 47. he started the game at 37, so he's been a slow build. He's not really had any massive feuds. Dragon Lee's at 50. Who else we got that was on that show? 32, but 41 in the Southwest for Phantasma. 37's the issue as well. Flamita, not very good as well there. Dragunov, 51's across the board, apart from Hawaii, so he's in a good position. The only places who don't really broadcast is kind of India, so he might be a wee bit lesser overness in India. Indy, but do we get you up to 26? So that's good. She's developed okay. I think she was only like, oh, she was at 1 in some places, so obviously with her being Australian would have been more over there, but we've gained with her slowly but surely. Just giving her a wee bit exposure to the fans every so often. 25, so a massive amount of time to improve those stats before she's a massive player. Jake Atlas is at 30 odd, James Drake's at 44. Roughly, Jensen Fury, of course, not just still getting over in the US, but is massively over in the UK. Obviously, he was one of the new gens who have assigned a picture to, because he's too big for NXT UK apparently. Devlin is at 60, he's so close to the main roster actually, like 30 up to 60 already, just been booked strongly. I don't think I've had him lose, or if I have, it's been like, what, oh, he's had a couple of losses actually, 3, and in total 12 losses compared to 42 wins, but again a lot of that's was with NXT UK. Where is NXT? I cannot find it. There it is. Don't know, I couldn't find it there. Well, 13 and 5 actually. I thought I'd given them less defeats than that. Just shows you. Other people look out for. Kana's up to 31, so her popularity in the US is kind of, well, there you go. Big push. She's had a good win in Takeover. She's actually maybe had like 4 matches on with us anyway. There you go. One in Revolution, and then a couple matches. Not exactly massive names. Jessamine Duke twice. Jordan Grace was once, fair enough. Chile the Melissa, and Candice LeRae. So just building her up slowly but surely, giving her some hype angles as well. So it's something to take into account when you're building someone up. Kross is down at 59, so he took a wee drop for that feud for 64, but he is main roster bound, and we'll work in the next couple of weeks to get him ready for Mania. Who else had a bigger part to play? Barthel 48, so he's quite close to going up. Basically, as soon as they're over 50, that's when I start to consider, at least with the men. The women can be a bit lower because it's trickier to get their overness up. Mendoza, you the matchup. Priscilla, she's quite close as well. She's got plenty of time to develop though, so may as well try and get the technical stats up before we worry about her. Ricochet still at 42, still very cold momentum. I'll keep getting him victories. Obviously didn't win against Devlin, but we'll push him and we'll see if we can get him into a position to develop. Somebody like Truth at 45 will obviously job out to people. Senza Volto, you can see they're not over in the US at all, but that'll work. But some of the attributes, quite a fan of. Tanyara, 20s, but she's only 25, so plenty of time to develop. Tegan is 40 odd, so she's close to going up. Tessa, 53, so she'll have a wee drop there. She's very angry, but I'll give her 100 grand of WWE money to keep her happy. She's just not the most ideal to work with in this game. But we'll push her anyway. We'll see. Just giving us more depth to the women's division to see if we can close to 100 rating there. Timothy Thatcher, 54, so he's quite close. Tony Storm's got a good bit to go, but plenty of time on our side. Very cold momentum, so I should probably start booking her. And to end it up, we have Walter. We have 59, so he's really close to the main roster actually. General will be up very, very soon. And the Velveteen Dream, if he keeps getting booked the way he's getting booked, probably could be close to jumping into the main event scene. Another 10 overness, and he's probably main event ready, but he's been well booked, he's been protected. As you can see with the 22-23 game, some places 24 game of overness. So that was a bit longer video, just because of the sum up of NXT and how we've kind of booked people. But yeah, time to get planning, time to get some people up in this main roster and get ready for NXT WrestleMania weekend. And of course, calling up some of these people to the main roster for their Mania run. So thanks for watching, much appreciated. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.